Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Red Devil Experience. We are live for Manchester United versus Wolves. Hope everybody is doing well. We got the lineup here up on this screen. We're going to get straight into the match details. We're going to get into a little bit of the, pre-match sort of comments from the manager and any players that make any of them. So on the screen here, you got Sesko starting up top, Xerxes and Cunha behind him, Casemiro and Ugarte in that pivot. Again, you got Dorgu, Dalot, Martinez, Heaven, and Shaw. I think we're probably going to get a 4-4-2. I know this is lined up sort of in the old formation, but it is what it is. But I think we will be getting the 4-4-2. So, yes, or the 4-2-3-1, or whatever it is, whatever you want to call it, but it's not going to be the 3-back, it's going to be the 5-back. But yes, I think we're going to be, this is our starting lineup. I think we'll see Dalot at right back. I think we'll see Martinez, Heaven obviously in the center, Shaw over there, and we'll see Dorgu probably coming out on that right hand side again, and Casemiro, Ugarte, and Cunha staying inside, or maybe Cunha's going to go out a little bit wider. I mean, it could be a bit different because, listen, we don't got Mason Mount. And so Xerxes and Cunha I think they got to both sort of be central players, so it might play a little bit different, might look a little bit different today. So we'll see how that goes, for sure. Sorry, just had to make sure I set this up correctly. So, but yes, let's see if we could pull up some stuff that's getting pulled up for the match right now. Let's see. Ruben Amorim speaking on Joshua Xerxes here. Licha is the captain again for today, by the way. But Ruben Amorim has just said, breaking news right now on Joshua Xerxes. He just needs to do his part to show his talent because he's a talented guy. He needs to step up in the duels because the rest, he has that. The fans love it. And just do his job and have fun. So a little bit of encouragement from the manager. I mean, he kind of needs it because I was left a little bit disappointed with how he, came on as a sub last match. And, there's these links to Roma and stuff, and maybe there's one foot out the door, maybe not, but let's see what he gives us. Today's another opportunity. I'm willing to always give him the opportunity. So I hope he goes out and I hope he does a job. We're gonna need him. No Mount, no Bruno, no Kobe Mainu. We got 6 academy players on the bench. The only senior players is the goalkeeper and Tyrell Malacia, which is the left back. So we need the players on the starting 11. We need them to do the job. We need them to take care of business, and hopefully then we could just give the kids on the bench an easier run out, an easier time. Hopefully we don't need to be going to them to save our day against Wolves at home. So there's some transfer news coming out at this time, which a bit weird. Usually we don't get transfer news before, sort of the match. Typically it would be the next day or something like that. Give me a second. All right. Yeah, the light was a bit messed up. I don't know what was going on with that. So, but yes, I don't know. A lot of things are not working for me today. I don't know what's happening. YouTube is breaking. I can't see things. I don't know what's happening. I don't know who's here. I can't see the chat. The chat is broken. It's just very, very strange. Very, very strange. So, anyway, let's just carry on. Bruno Fernandes speaking says, I prefer to be on the pitch, but I'm trying to do my part. I'm trying to help them get a good result for us. Yeah, I mean, listen, I've been there as a player when you can't really play and you want to play. Um, you know, even if it's not at a professional level, even if you're just trying to play, with your mates or something, and you're trying to play sort of like a pickup game or a game for fun, and like you're injured, so you can't, and you're just sitting there and you're like, man, I wish I could play. I wish I could play. You never want to be sitting on the side watching other people play. You get that itch, and desperation. So I feel for Bruno, and I feel for the other guys that have been injured as well. Kobe, DeLitt, Maguire. Yeah, being injured is not a fun thing. It's not a fun thing at all. So I get it. I get it. If you're joining, welcome. How you doing? How you feeling about the lineups? Get in the comments. Smash the like button. Ruben Amorim has said a couple things here. He said on facing Wolves, completely different game. We don't know what kind of formation Wolves is going to present today, so we need to be ready for everything. It's the same responsibility, the same Manchester United in our shirts. We need to perform. We need to win. We are going to play with 11 players, and the formation is not the important thing. The important thing is the spirit, our pace during the game. The formation can change before the game or during the game. Yeah, and I agree with the sort of that sentiment. Listen, I don't think I think he speaks a little bit like me in terms of, and he says like the formation isn't important. I think like obviously the formation has to matter at some sense, but what he's obviously trying to sort of get across is that if you don't have, the spirit, if you're not showing the pace during the match, if you're not showing the intensity, it don't matter what formation you play, you ain't going to win the match. So, this is why I think people like read some of the things that he says and they probably take it the wrong way. Because I mean, if you take it as face value, he says the formation is not the important thing. So it's like, oh, the formation is totally disregarded. Like it doesn't matter. When obviously, clearly, like at some point it might matter. You know what I mean? Listen, the shape could matter in the game depending on what shape you're playing and what they're playing. And maybe that shape is better than your shape. So it'll have an impact. But his point, his message is, at the end of the day, if we don't have the spirit, if we don't have the pace, if we don't have the intensity, if we're not doing, the basics right, if we're not playing to a certain level, don't matter what shape you got, you ain't going to win the match. You ain't going to do good. So he also said on Mason Mount here, he said he felt something, but I think it's small. I think it's not going to take a long time, but we never know. He's not ready for this game. So that's a bit unfortunate for Mason Mount in terms of, not being available for this match here. I was sort of hoping that it would be one of those where like, maybe he wouldn't start, but he would be on the bench. Maybe we could get a good 30 minutes out of him. Maybe, we're just being precautionary like we have been, and no need to start him if he felt a little something, but it would have been good to have him at least on the bench, be able to come off the bench and maybe give us a good 20-30 minutes if we really needed it. And so I think it's a bit unfortunate that he's not here, and I think hopefully we don't miss him too much, and hopefully we don't like struggle too much in terms of like a creator or something like that. And we'll see what we get out of it. And hopefully he's back for the next match. I mean, hopefully all of them are back. I mean, Bruno, I think, is still going to take time, right? So I'm not expecting Bruno. But I'm in terms of Mason Mount, Kobe Mainu, I'm sort of wondering when DeLitt and Maguire are going to come back because they've missed a bunch of games. And, I just feel like how many more are you going to miss, Like, surely you have to be coming back soon. I mean, I didn't think they would be out for this long because I didn't think they sustained such bad injuries like that. I mean, it wasn't like, they got a nasty, as far as we know, it wasn't like a nasty tackle during a match or something like that to miss this many games. Lisandro Martinez speaking before the match as well, saying, it's an honor for me to be captain He said being here at the best club and being captain was a big responsibility, but it's a beautiful responsibility. We have an amazing group, amazing people, and when you have to lead the team, it's easier. The team responds very well. We are here again and have to keep the momentum. I find that quite interesting that he said that he feels like when you have to lead the team, it's easier. I guess because he's saying because we have a good group of people, yeah. So he's saying we have an amazing group and amazing people. So when you have to lead the team, it's a lot easier than normally. That's what he's saying. All right. I misread it myself. But listen. We all know Lisandro. We all know the Butcher. You know what I mean? We all know what he brings. Especially when he's fit. He is a guy. He is a character. He's a guy that we always said could possibly be, a captain. We see him as a leader. He leads on the pitch in his performances. I think he does well to stand up to the challenge as well. Like, to be a center back at his height and to do the things he does, like I already think he leads sort of by example. I think he overcomes sort of, not really adversity, but just especially when he came, like there was a lot of talk about his height and that he's going to get exposed and there's no way that it's going to work. And he's proved a lot of people wrong. I never had those doubts in that way, but certainly like rivals and, people anti-United and even some United fans were saying it as well. So, Singh says there is news of João Gomez from Wolves reaching an agreement. Thoughts? Which position do you think is the most needed this window? There are several places we are weak at. We need midfielders for sure. But you know what? I don't know. It's a bit interesting because listen, we need midfielders. And if we play a 3-back, we need the midfielders. If he plays a 4-back, it's a bit different. It is a bit different because you're sort of swapping around some players. So, but I think we could probably use a midfielder. We could probably use an upgrade on the midfielder. If we're gonna go with a 4-back, maybe he's looking for some sort of a winger as well. Singh. So, there's news of João Gomez. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen that news yet, but if I see it, I do see news here that is about Manchester United are one of the clubs monitoring Yan Diomande. United may accelerate their interest in the player if other clubs start moving for him in January. There have been reports that RB Leipzig value Diomande at 87 million. However, it is understood he is valued more in the region of 52 to 61 million pounds. So I mean, I don't know about that. I think he is sort of a young, top talented player. It is a bit pricey, man. It is a bit pricey for this player that plays in the Bundesliga at RB Leipzig. He's 19 years of age, so he's sort of like another Lenny Yoro. 19 years of age, he's got 14 appearances, 6 goals and 3 assists in the Bundesliga for RB Leipzig. So, pretty good for a 19-year-old. Pretty good for a 19-year-old. And if I'm not mistaken, this is his first full season playing for Leipzig, and he was playing for CD Leganes last season. So first season in the Bundesliga, and he's doing pretty good. He's from Ivory Coast, so teammate of Ahmad internationally, of course. There's a bunch of other clubs sort of, in here for him. PSG, Bayern Munich are looking at him, of course, because they like to steal all the players from the Bundesliga. United, City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal, Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Atletico Madrid. But apparently Barcelona, they can't sign players because they're so broke that they have to ask their strikers not to score goals so they don't pay bonuses. So there's always that. I hope Semenyo's deal could be hijacked, though. Listen, I don't think that's gonna happen, my friend. I I wish it would. I wish it would. But I just don't think there's any real way to hijack it. If the reports is basically the facts of that, he values really the best opportunity to win the most trophies, I guess, for the rest of his career, or over the next few years. I mean, we don't really have an we don't. I mean, we can try and make an argument, but we don't really have any proof, compared to like City or some of these other clubs. You can't be like, well, look, we just did it a couple years ago. I mean, we won four in a row. We won three. We won two. We don't really got anything. So, if that's really what he factors in, I don't think there's really a chance of that happening, unfortunately. But I mean, listen, Semenyo's not the only guy. And listen, it's part of Ineos's job. And these people in charge, Vavell, Wilcox, and these other guys, it's part of the job to, find these players. There's other players out there. I've been arguing, look, like, I didn't really know much about Sonny Lemons. And, they found him and they bring him here. And he's been a great buy, and he wasn't super expensive. And there's loads of players like that in all sorts of position. We just gotta, sort it out, find them, and get the deals done. So, we might not get Semenyo, but there's got to be somebody else out there. And they gotta pull them in and get them. So it is what it is. It's part of football. We're not going to be able to get every player. Even when we were, champions, we still missed out on players. So it's not the end of the world. You know what I mean? It's not the end of the world. I was disappointed because I do rate him. I think he's a good player. Saying I think he's a good player, and I really like him. I think he sort of fits the United bill to a certain degree. It reminds me a little bit of sort of a little bit of a classical United player. He's got aggression. He can score you goals. He can, run. He's fast. He has like sort of a certain attitude, a certain intensity. And I like this sort of the agile, quick, good dribbling players. I like those players. So, I'm disappointed that we're missing out on him, or he's not coming to us, or he hasn't chosen to come to us. But it is what it is, man. I mean, you don't choose to come to us, we got to move on. So, I wish him nothing but failure at Manchester City. The time for me to be nice for him, was over. It's over. I wish nothing but failure for him at Manchester City. And that's it. That's all I can say. So, what else do we have here? So the match starting in about, I think, what is it, 25 minutes or so. So, I guess we got some more things to sort of cover as we're going along here. Let's see. What else are we getting? What else is breaking? Chris Wheeler, this is really weird that we're getting all this sort of transfer news right before the game. It's kind of strange. Maybe because it's like sort of a holiday type of thing in terms of like, New Year's is coming up and like all this stuff. And I guess they don't want to put out the news, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day or something. I guess they're going to be off as well. I don't know if they take off. So I guess they're getting all the news in before the match. Because it's quite unusual that we get transfer news like this, but there is transfer news popping up. So I guess we'll talk about it in sort of the build up. Galatasaray are said to be stepping up their interest in Manuel Ugarte. We are getting reports in here saying that Manchester United are warming up with a back four, as I, expected. Although, listen, Ruben does like to be a bit tricky, and I wouldn't surprise me if we warm up in a back four and this guy and we start in the back three. And he does the opposite of what we did last time, because when we played Newcastle, We warmed up in a back three, and we played in a back four. We started the match in a back four. We are now warming up in a back four. And he could very well just go with the back four, but I'm just sitting here thinking, I'm like, well, he does like to be a little bit tricky sometimes when he can be, or when he decides to be. And I wouldn't be totally surprised if he's warming us up in a back four, because I mean, if you're Wolves manager and you're listening to Ruben speak, and you're obviously analyzing what we just did at against Newcastle not too long ago, and you go, well, he's probably going to go with this back four, so we'll probably prep for the back four now instead of the back three. That would be my thinking, I guess. I mean, you only have two options. You either try to prep with the back four, or you try, or you don't prep with the back four. You try to go off of how we were doing it before. But you only have really two options, or so. So, I need to have the chat in front of me properly. This would be a make or break game for Ugarte. He'll surely be sold if he does not perform. I like the guy though. Well, listen, I just think that I think Ugarte is a bit limited in that. When we bought him, I did a bit of a deep dive on him before he even kicked the ball for us. You could look at his stats. You could look at what he was doing. I'm not really a fully stat guy, but if I don't watch them to get a little bit of an indication, I look at the stats just to see what they're kind of good at, what they're not what they're not good at. And I was looking at the stats before he even kicked the ball for us, and it was always quite clear that he's not really that great of a passer. He's not really that great of progressive passes or progressive, bringing the ball up, and starting the attack. What he's really good at is just tackling and sort of defending. And you kind of see that in his game. He will tackle the ball. He will maybe cut out some passing lanes in interceptions and stuff like that. But that's why I say he's limited, because it's he really does only that, and then he can't really do much after that. If he gets the ball in his feet, he can't really do 15, 20, 25-yard passes. It's not really his thing, and they don't really go well. So I just think it's I don't think he's necessarily a horrible player or a bad player, but I just think it's he's a bit limited, and we could probably get somebody that could do a bit more, and can add a bit more. And I'm not seeing that from him. So, I mean, he's starting today. Let's see. Let's see how he does. I don't really expect anything to sort of change with him. I don't really expect, I don't really expect him all of a sudden start pinging 25-yard balls all over the place to people's feet and cutting open defenses. He's never done that, and I don't think he's going to do it. I think he was bought specifically, pretty much for Ten Hag's sort of system and way we were playing, because it was more defensive, more sit back. And, with Ruben, we need somebody that needs to be able to do a little bit more. They can't just only defend. They need to be able to pass. They need to be able to press. They need to be able to pretty much do everything. They got to link the back to the front and stuff like that. So, but listen, again, I mean, whether he was actually going to get it or not, he's gotten an opportunity right now. The same thing goes for Xerxes. And, if you want it, if you want to stay here, if you back yourself, the play is wise, then you gotta shoot for it. You know what I mean? You gotta take this opportunity. It doesn't matter how it's come about. You got it right now, so you got to take it. And, we got a lot of guys out, and we need people to step up. I mean, I think the prime example and the best example is Patrick Dorgu. You know what I mean? He hasn't, Dorgu wasn't looking good at all. He was looking very shaky. But obviously, I was he still needs time and stuff like that. But he wasn't looking, he was struggling immensely. He was coming on. He looked like sort of a nervous wreck. Like Amorim said, you could almost feel the anxiousness from him. Ruben sort of said those comments publicly. Many people got mad at Ruben for saying that. I didn't really have a problem with it, but and I don't think Dorgu necessarily had a problem with it because like he wasn't starting at left back for a while, and Delo started taking over, and now things changed, and he started at right wing, and he took that chance absolutely excellent, and that's what you got to do. So, I look at Dorgu and I say to anybody else that might be struggling or, maybe is a bit out of favor or potentially, whatever, it's like, well, just, try and do what Dorgu did, like you got to seize the opportunity. You got to seize the opportunity. What else are we getting here? I think United wise, I think for the match, I'd probably say, I guess I'm 2-0, 2-0. I'm still going with a 2-0 win here. So I'm still going with a 2-0 win here. I don't know what's happening with this light here. I got a light here and it's messing up. What's happening with that light? The light is not lighting. So let's see what else we got going on here. You know what? I might have to do this. Seriously, what's going on with that thing? Uh, we have. Oh yeah, there's the other matches right now. I forgot about that. So we'll keep you up to date with what's going on in the league as well. Right now. So, you got Burnley are losing 1-2 versus Newcastle at home right now. Newcastle are in the lead there. Chelsea and Bournemouth are 2-2. So, I mean, I think they just conceded a goal. Chelsea, I think they were in the lead. Forest are losing to Everton. Everton are winning 1-0 right now, and West Ham are beating Brighton 1-0 right now. So, yes. So I think let's look at the sort of a live update of the table, right? Because these are with the live scores. So, the Chelsea result right now is very good for us. We need Chelsea to lose, or we need Chelsea to, I don't know. We need Chelsea to do something other than win, lose or tie, lose or draw. Chelsea, great for us. If we win, we jump them. We go into fifth. We definitely need to win. I want to, I want to jump back over Liverpool. And Liverpool are, they're playing tomorrow against. Well, they're not playing tomorrow. They're playing on Thursday. Oh yeah, because tomorrow's New Year's Eve. Totally forgot. So they're playing Thursday on New Year's Day, and they're playing Leeds. So we need Leeds to do a job, but Liverpool are home. So, but yeah, we'll keep an eye on these scores as well, because I totally forgot that we weren't the only. We played so many Mondays, and we've played so many Mondays at 8 p.m. UK, and I kind of just forgot that this was sort of like that. So, me me update. I gotta update something for the stream real quick. Okay. All right. What else do we have? Match is starting soon. Match is starting soon. Um, very, very soon. I need to make sure I have all my things ready to go. Got this. It's good. What else? Apparently, Mr. Garnacho is at fault for the Bournemouth goal. That's what I'm seeing on the timeline here. So, yeah. Apparently, it's all him. What this thing is doing. Piece of junk. Axe is here. Says, what about Mano and High? Mano is injured. He is at Old Trafford, but he is injured still. So, he is not back. He is not back. Maybe next game. Maybe next match he will be back. Unfortunately for him. So, yeah. I don't really know what that means. Okay, we need to win. Well, obviously we need to win. We're playing the worst team in the league. I think we will win. I'm not really worried about not winning today. They gotta. There's no way that they don't. I mean, I'm worried about like how many chances we're gonna get, and you know. Sorry, I got something here. This thing's I don't know what it's doing. I don't know why it's not working. Um. Yes. All right. Bonsoir. Bonsoir. Hello, my friends. Hello. Hello. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody is doing well. Um, what are we saying? I was having some technical difficulties, and so I don't know. What are we saying? What do you feel like we're doing? Today. How many goals? Predictions. I have been with that lineup. You know, there was some fake news that was going around that Shea Lacey was going to start, and they got everybody excited, and that didn't happen. So, like I didn't really think it was going to happen because again, like, listen, I don't necessarily. I think listen, Ruben is a bit forced into having to use these kids at this time. I don't think he necessarily is fully against it. I just think that he sort of has a process of there's a time and a place, and he clearly obviously likes to pick and choose when he wants to do his things, and he doesn't do it based on what everybody else thinks that they want to do. And this situation, he's being forced into it. But I think it's still there. I mean, you look at it like, could he have technically started Lacey? Sure. Could he have maybe put in Jack Fletcher? Sure, but he didn't. He went with Xerxes. Basically all the experienced guys we got are starting. You know what I mean? And then the rest is we got 6 academy kids on the bench, and there's Binder and Malasia. So, you know, actually, you need to relax, bro. I don't know what's wrong with you. You have some weird anti-obsession about Ruben Amorim, bro. I don't know why you have to say fuck Ruben, and I don't know why you need to be talking about if he can't win against Wolves. He already beat Wolves once. We're in 6th. We're doing good. If the Chelsea result goes our way, we'll get a win. We'll go up above them. We'll be in 5th, and we'll be chilling. So, yeah, I don't know, you know. Lauren says watching Chelsea, Bournemouth, Semenyo, and Garnacho very bad. Semenyo's playing bad. Is he? I'm not watching it, so. But I am seeing on my timeline that apparently Garnacho did not have his man on the corner, and they did score from it. So yeah, I see a lot of United accounts making fun of the fact that he has done it yet again. Apparently, because you know. I mean, we even got people putting up hashtag survived Garnacho. So I'm seeing the clip here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Bro literally left his mark, watched the guy and watch the guy like score the goal. Garnacho literally left his mark in the box and just sat there and watched him in the box. Just watched him score a whole goal. Like he headed it at the goalkeeper, came back to him, and he's just standing there watching. Okay, all right. Well, listen, this is what happens. This is what happens. The match is starting in 5 minutes, people. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutos. Yeah, hopefully we just do, you know, hopefully it's not a struggle of a match, you know what I mean? Hopefully it's not a struggle of a match. Hopefully we could just find out how to score a few goals, sort of put the game to bed early. And let's get, like, you know, the kids, you know, let's give them a run out. You know, for the second half, we could sort of, you know, probably 30 minutes, 60th minute, make sure that, you know, Wolves don't come back or anything like that. But, I mean, if we could figure out how to score 3 goals, put the game away and, you know, not concede. Yeah, I like that. We're at home. So, you know, I would like to see the kids, you know, come on after that. I think that's always sort of a perfect storm for them in terms of we go out there, we do our job. We need 2 consecutive clean sheets finally this year. Yeah, I guess to end the year as well. We do. You know, let's see how it goes in terms of. You know, let's see how it goes in terms of the defense and stuff like this. I mean, I think it is much better with, you know, I think it's much better, much stronger with Lisandro in there. And obviously, I'm you know, I'm assuming the 4-back is coming into play here. So, we are, the players are walking out here, so we're getting ready. We are getting ready. I need the thing for the timer, so we get that, because last time I messed up the timer and nobody told me. But yes, I messed up the timer. I also need to switch my headphones from the stream audio, and hopefully it stays good, to the match audio, so I'm not watching in silence. Have a little bit of match here. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yes, so it seems like we are in the. On my screen, we're in the 4-2-3-1. Same as last time. Delo, Heaven, Martinez, Shaw. Casemiro, Ugarte in the double pivots. Xerxes in the center behind Sesko, Dorgo on the right hand side, and Cunha on the left hand side. So, I think it's going to be interesting as well to sort of see, Dorgo there again. We were talking about it a little bit when I was live, and I think a lot of people were like, "Oh, should Dorgo be playing right wing now? I mean, he played really good. Like, should that be his new position?" And I'm saying, well, let's see him there more. Let's see him there as much as we possibly can. And then we'll see, if he's consistently well there, well then I think, listen, why not? It's a fair shout, especially if he can consistently be doing better job for the team and individually in that position compared to what he was doing at left back, sure. But I'm not going to say he should be off of one match, one performance against one team, you know what I mean? So I'm going to watch the game, see you at halftime. Okay, see you at halftime. Hopefully we're winning so you don't yell at me. Wolves are in a 3-5-2. They're in a 3-5-2. So, yes. We are about to kick off here. I'm behind a little bit. There's nothing I could do about it, but we'll try our best. We try our best. I'm as live as I can be. Maybe it's a front four. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it. I mean, I guess it depends. How what he's asking for them to do, Lawrence. Let's see what we get. Let's see sort of the instructions of the players. I think last time Cunha was quite inside. Dorgo was quite wide. I think Xerxes has to play in the center directly behind. I think that's his better position anyway. So I'm going to be looking to see what we get out from him there because, obviously last time he came in as striker. Also interesting because, Cheetah Obi is on the bench. So, and he is sort of the next in line, I guess, to come on. I mean, Xerxes on the pitch. Sesko's on the pitch. So there's not a lot of, and there's not really any other options to do a lot of tinkering from the bench. So Cheeto is he's the next up striker. And we are underway and we have kicked off. So let's go. Let's get this W. Let's see what we're getting here. Cunha, I would assume, getting a little bit more of a friendly reception here because he's at Old Trafford and playing for us against his former team. We've all been calling for Obi to return. Well, lots of people have, yes. I think obviously, again, it's one of these things that he's coming in here not because maybe he's necessarily, done so amazing that he's forced himself into this, but it's, we're a bit limited in options. So, it might not be the opportunity in terms of the way that people sort of demanded, but I mean, he is in the bench and he does have a potential to play today. And if he does come onto the pitch, then, it's an opportunity for him. And like everybody else, you got to take it. You got to take it. Country Roads is the new Old Trafford anthem. I like it. In the beginning when they did it, I was like, I didn't know if I liked it too much because I was like, because of the original from here. But it's really grown on me. I like it. I think it's very nice. I think they did a very good job on sort of the United rendition. So it has a certain vibe to it. Aiden Heaven fouled here. I hope he's all right. I think he's good. I think he's all right. This pillow's got to get the hell out of here. Ragatare. Cunha fouled here. Free kick for Manchester United in Wolves' half. Near the box. Let's see what we get out of it. I'm looking for Cunha to have a big game today. I think we need him to step up really in the attacking aspect. You know, Cunha, Sesko, Xerxes. These guys, we're gonna need you guys to step up. I don't know why I'm doing this with my finger, but yeah, apologize. Ball comes in, decent ball, nobody really there, and it's gone out for a corner. Cheap corner, because it wasn't really under any pressure, but yeah, corner to Manchester United. Listen, it was a decently good ball in terms of, but there was none of our players are there. I mean, somebody, anybody. I mean, I guess it's a bit on. Luke Shaw is taking the corner. I like this. Ball comes in. Ooh, almost went in directly from the corner. He was trying to hit it into the back post. Came out real tricky. Yeah, see, I think Luke Shaw is brilliant crosser of the ball. I think he's probably one of our best crossers of the ball, and I think he should be crossing the ball as much as possible. You know, set pieces, whether it's free kicks, corner kicks. I think he should be crossing the ball as much as possible. I think he crosses the ball better than some of the players that actually take some of the set pieces sometimes, and I never really understand, you know, why he's not sort of first in line a lot of the times. Dorgu here. Dorgu's on the left-hand side. Dorgu seems to have sort of a... He seems to sort of have a free roll at some times. Because he's over here on the left. So... and there's nobody on the right. Wait. How am I looking at things right now? Oh, well, Dorgu's playing on the left-hand side right now. Are we? The Dorgu's on the left. He's not on the right. Cunha doing well here. Cunha taking on his man. He's fouled again. And a free kick on the side of the box for Mateus Cunha. What is the actual shape to this? Are we playing a 4 or are we playing a 5? I mean, it wasn't a lot of contact. I think he made the most of it. Mateus Cunha, but I don't care. I'll take it. And Cunha's going to take this again. He's going to whip it into the box. Maybe he's going to shoot it from there, but that's a weird angle. I don't think you shoot it from there. He's definitely going to whip it into the box for sure. Blocked, I mean, by a one-man wall. That's not really great. That's sort of my thing. It's like, you know, I'm sitting here again, I'm looking at this and I'm saying, why is Cunha taking it? Shouldn't Cunha be in the box? Why isn't Luke Shaw taking this? You know, for me, it doesn't make sense. Like, why is Luke Shaw in the box and why is Cunha taking this? Like, why isn't Luke Shaw in there? Luke Shaw is the better passer, crosser of the ball, and I want Cunha in the box to score. Like, Cunha is a better scorer than Luke Shaw is. Naturally, he's the attacker, and Luke Shaw is a defender. Doesn't really make sense to me. Doesn't make sense. Literally what I was just talking about. Like, it doesn't make sense at all. You know, why Cunha little bit slow here to start. A little bit slow here to start, but let's see. Not the worst start for Manchester United, but we need to start to get going now because creeping up on 10 minutes here. And I'd like to get a shot on target. So yeah, the shape is the shape is a very weird one, you know. It's got a lot of fluidity to it. I mean, like right now we literally have two people back. It's sort of turning into like almost a two. It's almost like a 2-4-4 in a certain way. At least when we have the ball, for sure. I'm looking here, like Delo is up. Heaven is back and Martinez is back. Shaw's going up. And there's Cass and Ugarte. Ugarte's coming like wide. I find this really interesting. Ugarte's basically playing fucking right wing right now. Delo is center here. Ball over the top. I mean, this shit is crazy. Oh, Heaven. Gotta look alive, bud. Back in position. Yeah, I think quite clearly. Like, you can see, like, you know, when we don't have the ball, like, you know, we got like a 5-6 people back there for sure. So Wolves driving here. They've entered our box. Ball. Bad cross. I mean, he totally messed that up and has gone out for a goal kick to Manchester United. But, I mean, that shouldn't be allowed either. You know. Wolves are toothless, though. So, and that was a prime example of why. I mean, they got in a good position in the box, and that ball ending up going out of bounds for a goal kick is just like, I don't even understand how that happens. He wasn't under the pressure at all. I don't know. We're trying to play out of the back. Struggling to get out of our half. Very, very poor final ball across Wolves. Yeah, I mean, part of the reason why, like, you know, none of their attacking players is their top players. It's all defenders. It's also why they have no wins. You know, they got 2 draws. They have no wins all season. But I you know, I'm looking at us. I think we need to step up. Like, you know, we need to go up a gear. We're home. They're the worst team in the league. And I feel like we got to start putting a little bit more pressure, a little bit more intensity. You know, we're kind of relaxing here. To a little bit. Dorgu fouled here. I did watch them against Liverpool, and they did threaten at Anfield. I watched some of that as well. And they did. Especially the second half. especially the second half, because they gave up two. They gave up two. And they gave up two in the first half to Liverpool. I was like, well, that's dumb. But they got one back. And then the second half, they really were giving Liverpool a bit of a problem. So, I said this the other day. Like, we can't be complacent just because they're the worst team. Like, we got to go out here. Let's kill them. My whole thing is, like, let's go and just kill them, like, right away. Like, I feel like we're kind of playing around here a little bit. We don't have that playmaker, Bruno or Mount. Well, then, yeah, that is true. And that was a bit of my concern for this. But I think in an opportunity like we have right now, they are pushed up quite high. And we are quite back. So I think best case scenario, when we need to get this ball back, Aiden have been doing very well. We pick it up. Now we gotta go. Quick. Cass, get rid of the ball. Go. Forward. See? We're not gonna, we needed to go forward. We needed to hit them go forward. We need runners. Ball comes into Sesko. Sesko gets it. He's in the box. Does well. Come on, Sesko. Nice shot. Ooh. That's good, though. That's good. Not far. Not far off. I take that from the striker. It wasn't the best ball in. He had to do a little bit of work to keep it in. He did well. Came back in using his strength, holding him off. And that's a corner, actually. It took a deflection. That should have been a corner to us. But it was a good turn, and it was a good, to try and make something out of nothing from that angle, from that space. I like that from Sesko. It's encouraging. We need a little bit more of that. We need a little bit more balls going to him so he can do things like this. I would like to see more of it. But yeah, we should have had a corner on that actually took a deflection and went out. So. These things they make me more thirsty. I don't know why I drink them. Well, I drink them because I bought them, and now I don't want to throw them out because it's a waste of money, so. Dorgu. Oh, good. Ugarte here in the middle. Let's see what he's going to do with it. Pings a pass right to the Wolves defender. I mean, this is what I was saying. Like, again, like, it's like, I'm not going to give the, like, some people are going to just be going crazy and say, he's fucking shit, he's shit, fuck him, get him out of my club. Like, I'm not going to do that because I already knew what he is, and he's never going to do it. Like, these people that are so mad about Ugarte, they clearly thought that they were getting something else. They didn't know what he was. But yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, those types of passes, he's never going to get them to work. Never. I'm a bit surprised by how this match has unfolded so far in 16 minutes in. Number one, I don't like the pace of the game. It feels like 45 minutes has already gone by and nothing's happened. So, it's only been 16 minutes. Defender got his heel on Sesko shot. They did. People moaned at Fred all the time. Well, I mean, listen, I wasn't like... I'm gonna be quite honest. I think Fred is probably better than Ugarte to a certain extent. In terms of... I guess Fred had a bit more of a balance to him. Again, like, the way I view Ugarte is he's quite limited in terms of he's very good at sort of the defensive aspect, but when it comes to everything else, I just don't view him as somebody that's quite, good at these other things that I feel like, especially for me, and I guess these other people, like these people that they dislike Ugarte, it's because they want sort of a complete midfielder. Traditionally, United is a bit sort of used to that sort of stuff. We're used to having the midfielders, especially the centre mids, like, you might be better at one thing more than the other, but we're used to sort of having somebody that can do a little bit of everything at the very least. But I find this interesting because he's coming out, Ugarte's coming out and to the right wing, or like right attacking mid sort of thing. Delo's out here on the wing. Cass tried a good ball in there, but it didn't happen. Ugarte blocked it, and Delo was offside. So, again, I think this is playing different. This is even this of what he's tweaked is playing differently to what we did against Newcastle. I'm not like 100% surprised because if you listen to Ruben, if you sort of get like how he views the game and stuff like that, it's pretty typical. But I mean, I'm looking at the stat. We got passes into the final third. We have 10. Wolves have 34. This is we gotta step it up here. But we're definitely not doing enough, especially for home and against the worst team. So. I don't know. I don't know what we need. I know what we need to do is Wolves have the ball right now. When we get it, we need to counter. We need to hit them like ASAP. Ball dangerous one in here. Wang shoots it and it goes over the top. He's asking for a corner and I don't think he's going to get it because I think he shanked it. But, Lauren says, we look unbalanced, and Wolves are getting some joy in the left. Dorgu not in the best position. Yeah, I just think that what we need to do to shift the momentum back is, right now, we may be a bit unbalanced. I think what we need to do is not slow it down. I think we're slowing it down. We need to, Lisandro giving the ball their away. That's not good. Right now we're not controlling the game, so and Wolves are pushing up. Like, they're doing kind of what we do, is that they have like 3 back there. Everybody else is up. When we win the ball back, we need to stop slowing it down. We can't turn around. We need to go. But we're jogging. Everybody's jogging. Everybody's taking their time. It's very slow. We don't have the pace. Yeah, it's a bit similar to Everton and West Ham. It is. It's a bit too slow right now. Like I mean, I just read Ruben's pre-match quotes before, and he was talking about pace and essentially urgency, and we don't have any of that so far. 20 minutes in, so for me, it's like, if we're not controlling the game, when we win the ball, we got to put the pressure back onto them. We got to try and hit them quick. We got to make them nervous. Because right now, if you look at it, okay, we're going slow. We're taking our time. All right, they got everybody back now. And, like we're talking, Lawrence, like we're saying, we're missing our creator. So, you want to try and create in these tight spaces. Look how tight they are. Look at how central everybody is. There's no space in the center. We're not using the width. We're not using the wings. It's congested. Good press. We need this, but it goes out for a goal kick. So it's a bit unfortunate. Real mistake selecting Xerxes not in the game. Probably doesn't want to be. Try Lacey. Wow. I mean, listen, if this match continues to go the way it does, he's gonna have to get some other players in, because we're gonna need some sort of an injection. And you know what? With what I'm seeing from the team right now, maybe a kid or two would do us good, because they got something of a point to prove. They're going to be a bit hungry, and they're going to, especially somebody like Lacey, who looks like one that, wants to drive with the ball, wants to, like, go at the defense. wants to be a bit fearless. You know, I don't think that they're necessarily playing afraid. I think they're trying to play to the game plan, but yeah, you know, maybe a young gun can come in with some a bit of extra energy, a bit of extra fire. I feel like Xerxes might be a bit lost in there in terms of that's good from Xerxes, good touch, but not a good one from Sesko. He gives it away. Good recover from Delo, but Wolves ball for a throw-in. Yeah, I don't know. It's not the start I wanted. Not the start I wanted. Not the I'm not loving the tempo from the team. You know, we got to pick it up. We got to pick it up. We got to start doing more. You know, good press from Xerxes, but he's not going to get it here. He hooks him, and that's a silly foul. He didn't really have to do that, and I think he's a bit fortunate not to get a yellow from that either. So, we don't have any width, do we? I don't know. It's playing a bit weird. It's playing a bit weird. I mean, we don't have wide players, so it's a bit, you know, like look at the shape of, like, you know, Ugarte is now in the center, but Ugarte's coming out to the wing sometimes, and Delo's overlapping on the line, and sometimes Xerxes coming out wide, so it's a lot of interchanging, and then sometimes everybody's going more centrally. So it's a bit. I think it's a bit all over the place right now. To be quite honest, it's a bit all over the place. I'm a bit confused as to what we're exactly trying to do. We have given the ball away again in bad area, but we've gotten it back. Ugarte is going to be in trouble here. Somebody's got to help him. He's been fouled. I think he did well there. I think Ugarte did well there in that situation. That's one of my pet peeves about this team. You know, these players, like, listen, Ugarte and Cass do well. Or that was Lozanjo and Cass do well to stop the attack. Ugarte picks up the ball, and he's got a man right on top of him, and he's got nowhere to go, you know? And he's got no options. And that pisses me off when it's like, you see your teammates, and nobody's really moving to help him. Like, they're just sitting there waiting for him to figure it out. I can't stand that aspect. I can't stand that. You need to move. You need to help your teammate. You know, you should be reading the game of, like, he's running sideways. He's running to the end line. There's nobody open to the left of him. There's nobody open to the right. You should also know he's probably limited in one of his feet. So somebody move. Give him an option. Dorgo here. He's going to come with a cross, looking for Sesko, but no dice on that one. Straight to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper rolls it out for a quick restart for Wolves. Heaven with a nice tackle, and he's driving forward. This is a little bit more like it. Pass it. Heaven still going. Xerxes, shoot it, and he scored. That's it. Okay. Listen, I don't know. Up until that moment, we haven't done a lot, but the ball back of the net, I'll take it. I love it. Started from Aiden Heaven, all Aiden Heaven. And by the way, you know, I just found out that Aiden Heaven was playing centre mid in the youth setup at Arsenal before he came to United, and before maybe he started playing as a defender as well. So he can dribble. I've seen the clips. He was quite good at dribbling. So yeah, it's good stuff. So 1-0 to United. Let's switch that up. I need to update the stream as well. Joshua Xerxes getting that goal, I think. I think they're going to give it to him. how many starts, but listen, he's got the goal, and I'm all for it. If you're gonna take the shot, take the opportunity. We needed to do something, and we've done it now. So let me pull the match back up. Weak deflection. So Wolves, we are generally bad in midfield for possession, but the wide players could also help him switch formation back to the old for this one. Well, we'll see. I mean, we've taken the lead now, so the game should shift a little bit now. So let's see how we go about it now. I mean, Wolves can't really, if they're looking to get something, and I think they're desperate for anything at this point, other than another loss. They're probably going to continue to defend the way they're defending, but I think they're going to be a little more desperate going forward now, so that should play nice to us, and we seem like we're coming a bit alive here now. So, Dorgu doing well here. Gives it to Ugarte. Ugarte back to Dorgu. Back to Ugarte. Recycle, recycle. Recycle. Yeah, I mean, it takes one guy to do one action, and, I chalk that all down to Aiden Heaven. I mean, he came in with the Dorgu here, looking for a cross, blocked. Aiden Heaven came in with the, he came in with the tackle. He came in, with the aggressiveness. He picked up the ball, and he drove forward with it, So he upped sort of the tempo. He upped sort of the energy there, and we got a goal out of it because of him. So YouTube has got this weird 4 subscriber, no subscriber. Xerxes, what does that mean? Are you saying it's glitching? Like, are you saying that it's like it's telling you you're not subscribed or something like that? Because I think Axe complained about that last time as well. I don't know what's going on with that. Xerxes showed good feet there. Yeah, I mean, listen, that's one thing that he does have, right? Like, he does have the technicality with his feet. And he can kind of do good in some tight spaces using his body and stuff like that. We just need him to really be a bit more of a presence is all. We know what he can do when he does it. We've seen him do it. We've seen him do it. We know what his strengths are. But he's just got to do it. So that's good by Sesko. Cunha trying to bring it down. He does. Delo touches it. Cunha, the Xerxes. We're moving it better now. Dorgu tried to cut it back. Goes for a throw in. And we started quick, which is good. Started quick. Cunha fouled there. Sometimes it stops you commenting immediately as if you're not a subscriber. Been the case for a few weeks. That might be from the settings, honestly. There might be... I have a setting on that I put it on that you have to be a subscriber for a minute, and maybe that setting is glitched out. So I'll look to see at halftime if I can remove that from this stream. If not, then I'll take that off permanently going forward. That might be... It's not supposed to do that. What it's supposed to do is just like, if you're not a subscriber, to comment, you need to subscribe. You need to be subscribed for a minute. And I put that on there so that, like, people actually subscribe to the channel. If they're interested in commenting, we get a subscription out of it. So, case of a lot of channels. Yeah, so it might just be a YouTube thing as well. I mean, I'll tell you, we could test it out and see if it continues to do it. It could just be something from their end that has nothing to do with any of that, or it could be something like that. So, yeah, thanks for letting me know, though. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Xerxes, good play here. Good play with Sesko. Good feet there. Cass. See, Cass is good with the balls like that. Yeah, that's something that like Ugarte cannot do. Good ball. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like that. Good ball from Dorgu. Good cross. Sesko gets ahead to it. It was a decent header. Straight at the goalkeeper, though. But I like that. We need more of those. Might be connected to live streams and the speed. All right. Well, I have a, I'll do some more research as well later on. Once we end all the lives today, I'll look into it later tonight. And see what's going on, because obviously we want to fix that. So if there's something I could do about it, we'll take care of it. But yeah, that's more like it. That's what we want to see from, finally, Dorgo's put in a good cross from that side, from the left-hand side, and, it's found Sesko. We need more of those. That's one opportunity, and there might be people out there saying, oh, he's got to do better with that header. And, I won't necessarily, I won't necessarily argue with that, but I'm just saying, I think if you get him a bunch of chances like that, I think the rate for him to score obviously increases. So if we could get him 4 or 5 opportunities like that, I think the chance of him putting at least one in the net has got to go up for sure. So, not quite having the run of the ball, Sesko. Yeah, listen, I think it's just a couple of things. I think he needs to, he's still getting adjusted to United, and I think our team in general, I mean, we haven't really done well with strikers per se over the last few years. Yeah, like it hasn't really been a great thing. Wolves here on the box. Wang off target. So I just think it's a couple of things. I think it's a little bit of him. I think it's a little bit of the team, and I think we just have to chip away at it over time, little by little. The more he gets adjusted, the more it'll be better. The more, he improves over time in training and stuff and improves his game, the better it'll be for him. And then from a team aspect, like, a couple things, like we need to be putting in more balls better. Like that ball from Dorgo was really good. We need to be consistently putting those things on. Here we go. But he might be off here. I think he was. You start to worry there's not the best training for and with strikers. I don't know. I don't know necessarily the training, because I think training, you can train a lot of things in a lot of different ways. So it's more about execution during the match. And I think also, to me, it feels a little bit more like it's sort of like a bit of like, if you remember Mourinho when he talked about sort of a football heritage, like, yeah, like maybe 12 years ago, past prior, the strikers were always like excellent for us and they were a main focal point. But, it's been sort of 12 years of like that striker sort of disappearing for us and not really being the main focal point. So I kind of feel like it's a recent thing in that, like, if you look back the last like 5-6 years or so, the record for us with strikers, it hasn't really gone well. The team identity in terms of like using the striker and the striker having like great success isn't really there. So it's something that we need to like refine. And I think it's going to take some time to work out with that. But Xerxes here, and that's what I like. He picks up the ball, spreads it out. Dorgu, have a go. Ooh, he almost scored again. Another good shot. He's in confidence now. That's a little bit more like it. That's a little bit more like it. That's kind of like the Dorgu from Denmark. A little bit of freedom. It took a deflection as well. That should be a corner. That should be a corner. I was going to be on target if it wasn't deflection. Luke Shaw coming in to take the corner as he should. As he should. Let's see what we get out of it. Corner comes in. Header off the post by, who is that? Sesko. Again, that's 2. I think if he gets a 3rd or 4th, listen, he did well to get that. Bit unfortunate it came off the post. Wrong side of the post. I think I'm calling it now. If he gets another 2 opportunities, I think he's going to score from one of them. He's going to score from one of the... If he gets 2 more chances like that with his head, I think he's going to get one of them in. Another corner comes in. Goes off the top of Xerxes, but we fouled the goalkeeper. And Casemiro fouled Jose Sa, and free kick for Wolves. But dangerous ball in from Cunha. It was actually decently good. Yeah, Sesko really, really close there, man. Really, really close there. I'd like for him to get one today. He needs a goal. He needs a goal. We need another goal anyway. Mosquera going crazy. Ball comes into our box. Free header. See, these things, you know, again, listen, we're a bit lucky that Wolves are this sort of team. You know what I mean? Listen, Heaven, you gotta follow that guy in, man. You can't let him do that. Free open header, unchallenged, the middle of the box. You can't let that happen. You know, we're playing a team of quality. They probably score that. They probably score that. Definitely goes on target, you know? So, little things like that. We're a bit fortunate that, we're playing Wolves right now and that they are sort of toothless, you know? But you play a more dangerous team, you let that sort of happen, and it's not looking good. Sesko, a little bit of trouble. Xerxes tried to give it to Dorgu. Dorgu couldn't trap it, and ball goes out for a throw-in to Wolves here. Terrible defending from everyone, copying Wolves. Well, that's always a little bit of the worry that I have about these matches, because it's like, you say that you can't sort of lower. Wolves are in here. Heaven's got to do defending. Good save by Lemons with his feet. Another good opportunity for Wolves. Another bad defending. Another shot comes in. Another save by Lemons. So, good job by Lemons. But, yeah, Heaven a little bit slow to react to this guy here. I don't even know his name. I'm not going to pretend. Number 14 for Wolves. He's a mobile one. Heaven needs to stick to him like glue. Somebody's got to stick to him like white on rice. He's being allowed to move around too much freedom, not being picked up. Somebody's got to stick on him. Somebody's got to stick on him. If I'm Heaven, I know you got a job to do in sort of that center, but you got to take care of that guy, man. You for me, your responsibility now comes. You need to start shutting this guy out, and hard. Momentum has shifted back into Wolves now. I will tell you this. I mean, I guess they got nothing to lose, but I feel, I feel a bit disrespected by Wolves. I'm not going to lie. I feel a bit disrespected by Wolves because I watched them play against Arsenal, and Arsenal were home, and they didn't do any of this, Like, they got about like two people back. They're pushing the whole team up. Against Arsenal, they didn't do this at all. They weren't even trying to leave their own half, really. But they feel comfortable enough to do it to us. And to be fair, they're having some success with it in terms of, we're not really winning the ball back here. I mean, past few minutes, it's been all them. So, you know what happened at Molyneux end of the first half, passed right through our midfield. Yep. So we've gone back into that period before the goal again. So now, we're gonna have to figure out how to come out of it again. We are struggling to get the ball back. Ball came in and Dorgu chested it out for a corner to Wolves. Listen, I can't necessarily hate it. He didn't have to do that, but I feel like there was probably a lack of communication there. And if you don't know, it's got to go. So his back is to goal. I don't think he knew where the players were, so he had to do what he had to do. But his goalkeeper and his teammates around him have to communicate to him that he doesn't have pressure. Nobody's on him. He didn't have to necessarily do that. So corner comes in. Xerxes gets ahead to it, and they've scored on us. Well, there it is again. I mean, we've gone to sleep. They've scored on us from a corner. That corner didn't have to happen. Xerxes got ahead to it. It was almost like a pass because it went to the back post. Dorgu not picking up that guy. He had way too much space. Excellent header. Puts it into the corner of the net. Lemons can't get to it. And it's tied 1-1 now. So, well, we're going to have to figure it out. We're going to have to wake up. A little bit too late, though. Should have never let them get that goal. That should have never happened. To be fair, I think you could argue, that it was coming because, I mean, they've been sort of dominating the last few minutes. We've restarted here. Xerxes facing two players. We are quite isolated. I think we do have to change something. A lot of our players are getting quite isolated. We're getting in a lot of positions where it's 2v1s, 3v1s. Halftime here, we really are so bad. Lots of subs needs. Yeah, I think, listen, there's some boos ringing out. Listen, we definitely need to do better. If we're going to win this match, we can't come out in the second half like this. So, we have done by far not enough in terms of creating opportunities to score. We had a couple. We had two Sesko headers, and we had the goal. And that's about it. Wolves have created better chances, but have absolutely blown them. So, he's gonna have to make some tweaks, some changes. The setup is not going necessarily according to plan. Ray says we are shit. Well, but yeah, we're not playing great right now. So he's gonna have to change something up. We're a bit too isolated. We don't have enough energy. We're not doing enough with the ball. Well, he's gonna have to change something. So he says Lauren says it has to be Lacey as the 8, balance the midfield, push the 3 forwards up. Obi on later if needed. Well, yeah, even if he changes the shape, I think he might. For me, I think he might have to change the shape slightly in terms of to negate Wolves' shape. I think our shape is not. I think our shape is getting a bit it's getting a bit exposed to Wolves' shape. We are struggling. There's I think Wolves have far too much space, and we're not getting the ball back enough, and they're able to hold the ball for far too long. So we got to do something else. So I came back to scream at you as prophesized. I knew that one was coming when they put the goal in. So now listen, we got 45 minutes. Let's figure it out. I think again, I think he definitely has to. He's gonna have to change a couple things. Yeah, personnel, shape. I think he needs to change the shape. I think he needs to change the shape. I think our shape and what we're trying to do, and the way they've come to play, and the way that they're playing, I just don't think it's working well for us. So, Lightning of Shite striking twice. I think back to a 3-4-3. Well, maybe. I mean, listen, for this match, considering that they're playing that formation, that would match their shape. That would match their formation. And if we're gonna match them, I think then we could probably take back the advantage if we're matching the shape. Because then obviously I think it's 1v1. And 1v1, we should be better. But yeah, there's a lot of space back there, and some of the instructions in this setup with players shifting around a lot, I think it's just not it's not working out too well. So yeah, Axe, relax a little bit, calm down, wait for the full time whistle. I think we'll figure it out in the second half. It's a game of football. These things happen. So we can't hold the midfield because they have about 5 players there, and we don't. So we need to. I think he needs to go back to his actual system. I think he needs to go back to his 3-back. That's what I would do in this situation. They're playing with a 3-back. I think we should go back to our 3-back, and we should match them. We should match them position for position. Put everybody in a 1v1 situation, and I think we'll do better. So this system is crap, has to change 1 step forward, 3 steps back. Well, again, I mean, I don't know what you people want. He's playing differently than he usually does. This system is crap. So, every system is crap, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Wolves coach has improved a lot since we last played them. Look at Arsenal and Liverpool performances, better than the clown at Brighton, for example. Well, yeah, I mean, listen, they are sort of a team that they listen. I know that they're the worst team, but they're also a team that sort of has nothing to lose. I mean, they've lost all their matches, and they're down. They were down a goal already, so they got nothing to lose. That's sort of a problem. It's a bit of a problem in terms of that. You got a team maybe that's maybe mid-table, and a point might matter or something like that, or whatever. But for them, like they like they're losing everything anyway. So they can just throw all the caution to the wind. They could do whatever they want because it doesn't matter. They're losing. They're losing all the games anyway. So might as well just try and do anything and everything. Why not? It's the last game of the year, 1 full year of Amorim's baboonery, and we still can't do shit. Idiots, Ineos have hired an utter incompetent, baffling baboon. We are a joke. Everything has regressed. again, I will tell you, there's still 45 minutes left. Let's see what we do. I don't agree with that assessment. I don't agree with that assessment. We're in 6th. So, you can follow, Ray. I don't follow people. I am my own person. We are shit. Okay. We're playing like shit right now. But I don't know. Shit has you in 6th. In the mix for top 4. I don't really consider that shit. The squad situation is really depressing. We weren't prepared for AFCON. Well, I think that's why they kept all the players that we kept, right? I think that's why he didn't let Kobe go on loan, and he didn't let Xerxes leave either, knowing very full well that they probably weren't going to get a lot of minutes. But I think they tried to prep for AFCON, but in the way it sort of goes for United, I mean, we had the amount of players prepped ready for AFCON leaving. What we weren't prepped for was AFCON and all these injuries happening at exactly the same time. So it was kind of a perfect storm of, shit for us, which tends to happen to our football club in different things in different ways. So, I don't know. It's like sometimes you just sit there and you go, is this real? Like, how do these things happen to us? What do you mean, come on, bro? I don't know I don't know what you want from me. Like, if you think we're shit, we're shit. Good for you. Like, I don't know why you want me to say it. I don't necessarily believe that. So, right now in this match, we're not playing good. We're playing like shit. But this is specific to this match. Otherwise, for the rest of the season, we're doing better than last season. And we've been performing better. We've had some setbacks. We're not a perfect team. We're building. We're in the progress of building. We have 45 minutes to sort it out. This is where he gets paid his money, and this is where the players get paid their money. So I'm going to wait for the full-time whistle. If we don't win this match, well then, we're going to have to talk about it in a certain light. But they got to go out there. They got to step it up. He's got to change some things. The players have to fucking, get the head out of their ass on the pitch, and we can get 3 points. We're not losing 3-1 right now at home. It's level. We just need a goal. We go back in front. Last game, we had something work. Why change Dorgu position? Well, that, I guess, is, fair question. And, you can make a big argument about that. As to why, I could only say probably this is some of the things he tends to do, in that he changed it because of the way that they play. So, Wolves play a different shape, a different way than Newcastle. So that's sort of his whole thing. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. I think today, it's not good, because it hasn't really been effective. But it's what he tends to do. Like, he tends to switch some things around with the personnel based on how the opposition sets up to play. So because of the way Wolves play, he's changed it from last game. I guess you can make a big argument and say, well, we should have just kept it the same and gone with that. And you would like to think that because it went well last game, it would go well this game, but every game is a little bit different because each team plays different. So, we wouldn't necessarily know. We could have started that way. Maybe we would be better off for it, but maybe we would still not be good. Do I see progress? I see progress from last season, sure. I think right now we're in a bit of a battle in that we're struggling. You know, we're struggling to make like massive strides, but I think it's just part of the process. Like, you know, we don't have our strongest team. We're playing the worst team, but we don't have our strongest team. We're missing a lot of players, and we're missing the most important part. We're missing all the creative players. So, but I mean, we were here last time. We were here about 2 weeks ago. The same thing happened. So, we went up 1-0. We gave up a goal right before halftime. We came out in the second half. We played much better. We scored 3 goals. We won 4-1. So let's see what we do, now, Yeah, last season was our historical worst. No need to make a comparison. No, but I'd make a comparison because he's the manager and he was managing at that time and he was managing the team and he's managing the team now and it's his team. So I make a direct comparison to him. It's not even really about points that I'm comparing. I'm not really comparing the points or the position. I'm comparing about the way we play. But we're still inconsistent. We need to sort out the inconsistency. We went out. We got a job done against Newcastle on Boxing Day. We're not hitting the levels against Wolves. So, we need to step up. But what progress 4 games and I only at home. We play like a team that never played together. Well, this is kind of a team that's not really played together when you look at the players that are not in the team. I mean, they haven't played a lot together, have they? Some of these players. So you could put it down to him and the fact that he was playing, certain players all the time. And now they're not here or they're not available. These other guys have to come in and now they have to do a job together. And, they don't really have the flow of that. But yeah, Tuchel's not coming in, buddy. He's at England and he rejected us. So again, you're a funny guy, you know that? Jack Fletcher is coming on. You're a funny guy, you know that? You don't trust Ineos and you think they're incompetent and then you trust them to think that they're going to get you Tuchel or whatever manager you think would do a better job. It's quite funny. Stop protecting Ruben, man. Nope, I will do what I please. I don't care. You can call it whatever you want. Protecting, not protecting, making excuses, I don't really give a shit. I will do what I please. You don't like it, you could go. I don't really care. So, second half has started and I forgot to stop the clock. So, I need to stop it now. And I'll restart it at the 60th minute. Ball comes in. All right, we'll see you at full time. I sort of missed who did he come in for, by the way? Oh, he came on for Xerxes. So said he needs to make changes. He made one, but It's a bit no, I don't think it was a personal change in terms of Xerxes was the worst one, so he took him out, but he had to change the shape. He has to change something, so he's made the change. He's bringing on Jack Fletcher. He does seem to like him. I mean, he's spoken very highly of him. Johnny Hill says, looks like he switched to a back four now. My question is, why not start with it? I don't know. I'm going to see. Well, I'm pretty sure he started with the Lawrence, by the way. I mean, Johnny. I'm pretty sure he started with the four, but in defense, it was obviously different. When we have the ball, it's one shape. When we don't have the ball, it's another shape. But I'm pretty sure he started with the four. It just some of the instructions were weird. Like, Ugarte was going out wide, and on Dorgo, get the ball. I assumed it was a back four first half. Leach and Heaven in the center, Luke and Delo fullbacks. It was. It was. It was. It was just some of the instructions. Again, this is why, like, really, the formation, to a certain degree, doesn't matter too much, because if you tell them to play in a certain way, it shapes differently anyway. So it was a four in the back, but the way that they were playing, some of the instructions, positioning on the pitch it's a bit different than this. So he's changed some things around, but yeah, I mean, I do agree. It did look very confusing, Johnny. Even I was struggling to kind of figure out what I was looking at here, because some of the players were all over the place. So Ugarte good press there, and there was a lot of players going into some weird positions that we've never really seen them go into before. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I do think it was a four, but just when you have them doing specific tasks on the pitch, the shape's going to change. So it doesn't, a lot of the times it doesn't really matter if you start with the three or the four. If you have them pushing up, if you have three center backs and you have one playing like a center defensive mid, well, it's not really three center backs, is it then? So it's clearly changed where they're sitting around. Delo, ball in, Dorgo trying to get it, missed it. Is clearly changed, like, where they're moving, where they're staying. Cunha, over the top. Always a difficult one. I mean, I think we started slightly better this second half. 5 minutes in. I think now. I think now it's looking a little bit more like a traditional 4-2-3-1, whereas before it was like, maybe like Johnny was saying, it was playing something sort of to like a. I mean, but if you look at it here, it's a three back though. You know what I mean? Like, Evans here, Martinez here, and Luke Shaw is in the back. So Delo is up. Delo is up. So Delo is playing wingback. And Dorgu is playing wingback as well. But now, yeah. 3-4-3 shift better now. Yeah, well, Heaven is doing good. I like Heaven. Heaven, have a shot. Ooh. Blocked. Ugarte gets to it, taken out, but Casemiro holds it. Ball over the top. No, you gotta score that, man. You gotta score that. You gotta score that, Sesko. Listen, I've been real nice, man, but that one you gotta score, bro. That one you gotta score, man. Beautiful ball over the top by Cass. Free header in the box by himself. He's gotta score that. He's gotta score that. You can't put it into the goalkeeper like that. Not from there, bro. That's the opportunity you've been waiting for. That's the opportunity that you needed to take. That was the perfect chance. Perfect. You know, he's had some better looks today. I can't complain about that today. I can't complain about that at all. Problem was two holding midfielders and no 8, so trying to skip the playmaker and push up the wings as in a 3-4-3. It's annoying as well because even if we win, there's nothing positive we can take from the game other than the win itself, I guess. This was the game for me where we should have been dominating. Well, you would like to think so, but header from the low goes wide off the corner. Well, you would like to think so, but I did have a bit of reservations because I just felt like we're missing creative players. You know, we're missing, I would say, 3 of them that I would consider creative in Bruno, Mount, and Manu. And it's like, once you start missing those guys, you know, but we've had some chances and like we needed, for example, like Sesko, he's had probably the better chances out of everybody. And, you know, he hasn't got the ball in the net. You know, he hit the post on that one. If he puts it in, we got 2. If he just scored that one that he just had, we have 2. So, you know, it's a little bit give and take all over the place. Like, we might be missing some of the creatives. That could be an issue, but we've made some chances. But, you know, our striker hasn't taken advantage of it. So we are where we are right now with this. Yeah, Heaven, that's another thing that's kind of sort of annoying me. It's like, why is Heaven the one that's sort of setting the tone in terms of the attack? You know, he's a defender, he's our center back, and he's sort of setting the tone. He seems to be the only one. Oh! No! It didn't go in? Oh my god! There's no way! There's no way that didn't go in! There's no way. Dude, I need to see the replay on that. I mean, I know they got the watch, so it didn't cross over the line, but that's insane. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I think they felt so bad that Sesko didn't score his chances that he was trying to show Sesko, this is how you head the ball. Look at this. Oh my god, dude, he saved it. 1 more second. And that was a goal. 1 more second. That's crazy. I mean, listen, good recovery by the goalkeeper. That's insane. Because the Leeds game, I think, is the struggle because they are a decent bit of form, but Wolves and Burnley are so bad. Well, I get you. But listen, every game is different as well. Like, you know, we sort of expect this. We go into Leeds, and I was talking about Leeds, and they are in a bit of form. And I said it's a bit unfortunate because they were so shit earlier in the season, and now they're in better form. So, and we got to play against them, and we're going to be away. So, you know, yeah, they're down in the table, further away from us, but you know, it's an unfortunate bit of time, I guess, to play them. But and we're looking for 9 out of 9 points for this. But what I will say is, at this moment in time, listen, I mean, I got some Arsenal friends, and I know maybe people don't like when I do these comparisons, but I got some Arsenal friends. I watch the matches with them. These guys are in first, and they've been struggling. But when you're in that position, it's like, listen, sometimes you're gonna play matches, you're gonna be shit. It's not gonna be great. But listen, if we could get the 3 points, then that's all that matters. So it hasn't been sort of the performance, we all hoped that we would dominate, but like biggest thing for me is let's figure out a way to still win this match, get 3 points, we'll move on to the next one, and then hopefully we'll get a better performance out of that one. And I know football is strange like that. Like you think you'll dominate this match, it doesn't go your way. You go against Leeds, you think that one will be maybe the more difficult out of the 3, and maybe maybe it's the one that we played the best in. I think we'll get at least another. Though, well, we definitely have to get another. I mean, we literally can't. We don't have a choice. We don't have a choice. We need to get another. We need to get another. Oh, can't give the ball away there. He's got good speedy, good recovery by Ugarte. See, Ugarte is good defensively. He is. He is good. He's good at getting the ball back, but it's that other bit that he's no good in. Cunha. I feel like Cunha does a little bit too much at times. Jack's struggling a little bit there. It was sort of a big call that he put him on. He does have faith in him, putting him on in the 45th minute, not leaving Xerxes out there. Making the change. Good defensive work from Aiden Heaven, another corner. And this is where, Wolves are probably the most dangerous. So these are the things we need to watch out for. These set pieces, these corners. I mean, we just conceded off one. Oh man, like we could have used a bit of fortune. The ball never crossed the line. Never crossed the line, but I mean, we almost got it. We almost got a free one. They almost gifted one to us. So, corner to Wolves. We better head this shit out of here. There's a man opening. The same guy that was open at the back post is open again. There's 2 men back there. Ugarte is by himself. Offsides, though. I mean, I'm not for one for doing the same thing twice. We shouldn't be making 2 mistakes the same way. The same player that scored the goal off the last corner was wide open at the back post again by himself, no one marking him. And then Ugarte had two people that he had to mark. So, Ball's going up to Sesko. Sesko chests it. Fletcher brings it down. Ugarte. See, we're a bit too slow, man. We need to wake up. They should be knowing that these guys are coming in. Like, you know what I mean? When you're getting the ball there, you should know that the guy, they've been doing it all game. You should know. Like, you should expect it. You should be alert that the guy, as soon as I go to touch this ball, the guy's going to be on me. Like, I need to know where I'm passing it. I need to make the decision before I even touch the ball. They're not doing that, though. This is the part that's killing us. The part that's killing us is this part, because we don't have a creator. There's not a lot of space. And we're struggling to figure out how we open them up like this. I mean, we're using a lot of Ugarte. Luke, cross in, decent cross in, headed. Oh my god. Fletcher went in for it. Good effort by the kid. Unfortunately, there was nobody next to him to sort of follow it up. Luke Shaw gets to it, but heads it right to the Wolves striker. We don't win the ball. Luke has to take him out, and I think he had to do that. I don't know what to do here, man. A lot of the players are pissing me off. This could have been Kobe Mainoo's moment in the middle, 100%. 100%. It's unfortunate. Unfortunate for the kid. Unfortunate for the kid. Hopefully he's back on the next one because he is missing some opportunities. We could definitely use him. I think he'd be starting. 100%. I think he would be starting. I think the fact that Bruno's not there, I think 100% he'd be starting. And then, you say Mount isn't there as well now. No question about it. So, and we're missing him because we're missing all three of them, And for me, it's like if you don't have any three of them. All right. Here's the thing, though. We need to counterattack them. Like, I don't understand this whole... Oh, no. Oh, my God. Lemons. Thank you. I mean, I don't know what the fuck is going on anymore. I mean, Heaven just getting a little bit manhandled there. Lemons, I think he did what he could. Nobody follows it in. The Wolves player has a fucking free sort of shot at it. He did well to do that. I mean, that's an amazing save by Lemons, man. Amazing. The reaction and to think after you save that, to get your other hand up and swat that ball away is insane. Absolutely insane. It's insane. That's crazy. Come on, don't do this to us. Don't do this to us. Can we please just win this fucking game? Like, why do we have to be this way? Can we please just, like, stop playing? Please? I don't want to hear these fucking momos talking about sacking the manager and this and that, this bullshit. Can we please just win the fucking game? Cunha? Pass it, man. He does too much sometimes, bro. He does. That's the one thing that he's really been annoying me. He does too much. Like, you need to just let it go, dude. You can't dribble past 18 players Ugarte with a shot. Well done, Belgium lad. Yeah, I mean, we could use probably a few more lemons in a couple different positions, I tell you that much. For the price and what he's bringing to the team. In terms of quality. We could use a couple lemons in a couple different positions, especially in today's match. We could use a couple lemons. We need some lemonade. Right now we have sour grapes. Give it to him. Go. Ah. See, that's the issue of Ugarte. I don't understand how the guy has become a professional midfielder and he can't make like a pass, bro. Like how do you become a midfielder at a professional level and you literally can't pass the ball? Dorgo dispossessed. Listen, he needs to change. He needs to change it even further, dude. This is not. A player's our players on the ball are getting isolated. They're getting double teamed, triple teamed. They're losing the ball. They don't have options. They don't have help. We're losing the ball. We're getting dispossessed. And also, I think quite plain and simple, like these guys are, they're pressing, they're pushing up. We should be counterattacking them. You know, we should not be slowing down the game. In certain moments, like right now, whatever, it was already set up like that, so they're already sitting back. But when they get the ball and we win it back, we need to go and hit them. It's the only real way we're going to get some good opportunities, because look at how they're set up defensively. We don't have a creator. How are we going to make the chances? I did that. No, that was Ugarte with that short pass. That was Ugarte with that short pass. That's that whole thing. I'm telling you, like he'll win you the ball back. He's good on the defensive side, but that's what I mean by he's limited. Like that is a pass that you should be able to make as a midfielder, and he just can't make those things. Like he tends to just not be able to find the lane for the ball, and he gives it away. That for me is a simple standard pass, especially if you're a professional midfielder. And it went right directly to the Wolves players. So I went right to the try Lacey and then Obi. Dorgu, nah. I mean, it was a half decent good effort. Goes out for a corner. Dorgu shoots it, but like, again, this is what I say. Like, I know he missed a couple chances, and I know Dorgu you scored, and I know you're confident, but that's the time where you have to sort of pick, like, bro, your striker is running through on goal, and he's missed a couple headers, but give it to him again, give it to him again. Let him shoot that, let him shoot that. He apologized to Cisco. He should have gave it to him there. All right, I don't know what's happening here, but either you go down and you get off the pitch, or get up. I receive treatment, but you're laying on the ground, broski. So this is another thing. Like, I hate this, Corner comes in. Decently good again, but nobody's there. Goes out for another corner. Delo's asking for a penalty. I don't think we're going to get one. Casemiro's asking for a penalty. Cunha's going to take this one. They never look up to find the 9. It's a real striker graveyard. It is, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I think, listen, Sesko, obviously, he missed a couple chances, so that's what I'm saying. It's a bit on him. He needs to get better. Ball comes in. Cunha. Jose Sa punches it out. Lisandro, you got 2 guys on you. And it goes out on Lisandro. But that's what I'm saying, Lawrence. Like, listen, he had a couple chances today. He hasn't scored them. He should have probably scored at least one of them, right? You asked for a striker for Manchester United. I think he had those 2 good opportunities with his head. He had 3 good opportunities. One was at the goal. One was at the goalkeeper. The other 2 were at the goalkeeper. One was off the post. And you say you got to score at least one for sure if you're not asking for more. And that's what I'm saying. Like, he's got to find a bit of something, but at the same time, they don't look for the 9. So I think it's a bit of a problem from both ends. And this is historically, we've had this problem in recent times. So we're going to have to try and figure this out one way or another, because we need to. we can't be having a striker. We can't be having a guy on the pitch that's playing a position that's almost basically, not producing goals, which is literally what his job is. So they need to understand that, he's got to get the ball and he's got to get as many opportunities as possible. That's what he's there for. For me, the striker is there to have as many shots, as many tries to score a goal as possible. Like, that's the whole point of having that guy. And it's like, sometimes, I don't know. This aspect of the game is a real problem, I'm telling you. And right now, it's a big problem because they'll take a point, man. These guys don't have shit. So, Shaw crosses it, deflected, and it goes to nobody. We get it back. This is the problem of the game now. Because we're entering this sort of last 15 minutes. They're getting deeper. And we're having more of the possession. But the problem is that we don't have creators to create opportunities. We are struggling to figure out something. That's got to be a corner. Nah, that's bullshit, ref. That's bullshit, ref. Lenny Yoro is coming on. There's Montanto coming on. Or is that Cheeto? Montanto. What position does Montanto play? Is he a winger? Do you know, Lawrence? Does anybody know? Delo picks it up. Go forward! Oh my god, man. What is so hard to understand? These guys don't fucking get it, do they? They don't fucking get it. Frustration, it's your fucking fault. You guys are playing like idiots, man. Why? Why do you want to stop the ball? It doesn't fucking make sense. This is what I'm talking about. Where's the fucking IQ? You guys don't have any IQ. You're not reading the game. You're not understanding how it's going for you on the pitch. You don't have any, like, thoughts or ideas, of how the game should be going. In terms of, like, we're struggling to fucking create. They're playing really defensive. We should try and hit them quick instead of fucking slowing the ball down. Well, Heaven's come off and Yarrow is on. And Montanto has come on for Ugarte. So I don't really know why he's taken off Heaven. Montanto. Montato? Is his name Montanto or Montato? Jack is here. So you can see, like, Jack is a decent kid, but he, he's still very rough around the edges, so it's a bit of a difficult moment. Go up! What the fuck are we doing, man? I'm telling you, these guys are like fucking brain dead, bro. Just pass it. Pass it and move. No, no, no. You're never gonna get... There you go. Go. Hit them. That's a foul. Referee, bro. Oh, my God. We can't win the ball. Look at this, man. This is a fucking joke. You guys are jokes, bro. How can he not win the ball back? You have 2 or 3 people on him. Cross comes in. It's fucking shit. Give it to him. Go, go, go. Oh, yeah. All right. Ref, you're gonna start with any yellows or no? You're just gonna go yellowless the whole match? You know? Bro, Delo, so help me if you handball this in the box and they get a penalty for it, I am going to fucking destroy you. No, you got, okay. Oh, this has been fucking shit, man. Can I get this commentator off of my fucking thing? I mean, he's a moron. Here's Montato. Good pass. Good move. Cunha. Cunha has an issue with him in that he forces too much. I mean, I'm disappointed by his physicality here in this match. He's quite weak. I'm quite surprised. He's been muscled off the ball numerous times this match. And he's doing too much. Like, we need to pass and move. We need to cut them open. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Like the situational awareness from the fucking players is like you have the ball, Dorgu. Where are you dribbling? There is a fucking 6 people around you with a blue shirt. Where do you think you're going with the fucking ball? Where do you think you're going? You know, this is the thing, like, and they're gonna come out and they're gonna blame the manager for this shit. But it's like, bro, when I'm watching the players do stupid things on the pitch, you know, how you want me to blame the fucking manager? It's idiotic. It's idiotic. The fucking players are idiotic. Shot from Arias from Wolves goes wide. I've seen nothing of Cunha tonight. Overpaid or overplayed, in my opinion. Always shoots, never looks up. Dorgo and Cunha like Ahmad and Garnacho before him. Yeah, I think certainly. I mean, he's been getting a little bit on my nerves. He's doing too much. Yeah, he's doing too much. He's not keeping it simple. He's overcomplicating things. I think part of the issue. This is no excuse because it doesn't mean that it's excuses for what he's doing. I think what's happening is, I think he feels a lot of the responsibility right now up there, and I think he's desperate for something to happen, and I think he's doing what Bruno does, in that he's starting to get very tunnel vision. I think he's starting to feel like he needs to do. Shit's not happening for our team, and I think he's just going into this mode where he's just like, I need to do everything myself because nobody's getting shit done, and he's making it worse because it's not working for him either. You know what I mean? He's getting pushed off the ball, he's losing the ball, he's trying to fight off 2 players at the same time. It's not. It's actually making things worse what he's doing. So. I don't know. He needs to understand that, like, he can't be doing this. He needs to pass and move. You've been trying the whole match to dribble past like 2-3 guys, and you've gotten nothing for it. You haven't even been able to get a shot off. You keep losing the ball. You think you would like learn. This is my issue with this. You think as a player, you've been on the pitch for 80 minutes. You've been trying to do the same shit for 80 minutes straight, and it hasn't worked for you. And you think that, like, as a footballer, you would say, let me try and fucking do something different. Let me try and do something different. instead of picking the ball up and continuing to try and dribble through 3 or 4 players and losing the ball. See, here he is again. Like, bro, at this point, I fucking take him out. You know, I take him out. I mean, he's not going to take him out, is he? But I'd fucking take him out. I mean, he clearly is not grasping the match. He's picking it up. How can you not understand that there are going to be 2 to 3 to 4 fucking guys coming at you to tackle the ball? It happens every play you touch the ball. Every play. And yet he's still doing it. Shaw's going to put a cross in here. It's a good one. Sesko, another one. Not good enough. And saved by Jose Sa. And we're running out of time. Lawrence has time for Lacey and Obi. Yeah, I mean, I mean, at this point, I'd throw them all on. I'd take off the fucking whatever defenders we got because 1 point at home against Wolves. Might as well go for it, and if you lose, fuck it. Just throw a bombardment of attackers. Cunha's here. Chest it down. Put it across. Shit. He's been a real fucking disappointment today. He's been real shit today. He really has. Well, yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the same. You know, it's pretty much the same. The only difference is that one you get a point, that the other one you don't. But I mean, don't do this. I mean, how is the other match gone? The other matches, you know, what's the table looking like? Chelsea drew 2-2. So, I mean, if we don't win, we're blowing the opportunity again here because we can literally just jump them if we figure out how to win. Arsenal have absolutely destroyed Aston Villa. 4-0. That's huge for them. But as it stands, we'll stay in 6th for now on 30 with the chance to get pushed down to 7th, depending on what Sunderland end up doing. Chelsea are on 30 with their draw, and Liverpool are on 32, and Villa are going to take their loss, and they'll be on 39 in 3rd. So, I don't know. I mean, listen, at this point, seeing how this second half has gone, I don't really feel like we're going to do it. I don't feel like we're going to figure out how to do it. Arsenal, big revenge. Yeah, big revenge. No aggression on Sesko's headers. I just don't see how we find this winner in the next 5 minutes. Which is just a fucking disaster. Oh, no. Did you have a suspicion there'd be a 3rd Wolves point? No. I mean, I knew it might have been like a tighter game, but I didn't think we would struggle like this that much. Bro. I mean, you're sitting there like either put the fucking ball out or play it. You know? What are you going to do? Yeah, so go down and waste time. Well, this is it. This is the bullshit now. We've entered into the bullshit period. I mean, I don't know. For me, Ruben, he should put on whatever kids we got left. Attackers, Lacey, Obi, put them fucking all on and go because we're not going to score. And, you know, a fucking point is not good here. Not good at all. He's giving Casemiro instructions. In Portuguese, I'm assuming. Considering he doesn't speak English, really, Casemiro. It's a fucking disgrace. Disgusting. Disgusting from the fucking players and this team. Bro. Cunha, what the fuck are you doing, man? Bro, is this guy playing for us or is he playing for fucking Wolves, dude? You know, what's happening? I never restarted the clock. Whatever. Too late now. Sesko picks it up, gives it out to Dorgu. Dorgu, you're gonna run into 2-3 people. You know, these fucking guys don't understand. They just don't understand it. It's like amazing how you literally can't understand. Montato lost his footing there. Damn. Ball given away. Make some do something. Oh, the shit ball. You know, that's the story of it. That's it. I've seen enough, though. Fucking absolute. None of the substitutes, nothing. No, don't shoot. Oh, Dorgo! Yes! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Come on! That better be on sides. That better be on sides. He's flagged it? Let's see. Sesko's on. No, he's fucking off, man. Fuck! 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 He's offside. Mother... He's gonna be off. It's fucking off. Mother... He's off. Yeah, he's gotta be off. They're gonna... He's gotta be off there. Surely. I hope he's not, but I mean... That player on the floor... when you need something to save you in life... A bit of luck, you don't deserve it. I don't really give a shit, man. I just want 3 fucking points, dude. I don't really care. I don't care. Unbelievable. No goal. It's unfortunate. Offsides. I mean, it's a joke that we had to let it come down to all the way here anyway, so. Yeah, now we're going to push forward. Nice ball in from Shaw. Header out. Corner kick to Manchester United. 5 minutes injury time, 2 minutes in. And I assume they got to go over the 5 minutes because of the VAR. Corner coming in here from Cunha, sends it in. Good ball. Was looking towards going towards the goal. Another corner to Manchester United. Bro, please let us get one of those in there, bro. I mean, those balls they're very good. They're very dangerous. The goalkeeper's unable to get for them, but we need somebody to get the fucking head on it, man. It's essentially a goal. That's shit. No. No, Jack, no. Jack, don't do that. See, that's where the lack of experience comes from, man. I mean, I know you're trying to make something happen, but that's not a good decision, Jack. Don't do that, bro. You should have taken a touch, something. You're never gonna score from there, dude. You're never gonna score from there. Not like that. It's 1 in a million. Fucking. I mean, they want the point. We totally fucked this, man. I just fucking. The thing is, we could have. I mean, we didn't play great, but we had some chances to score some goals. We didn't put more than one in the back of the net, and this fucking it. And Wolves got this fucking one off of a corner. They did fuck all otherwise in terms of like, they blew all their chances. They had one good opportunity there, but pass it. Whatever, bro. What fucking ever. I'm tired of this fucking guy today. Cunha's really fucking pissed me off today. He's really pissed me off. Listen, it's an L. It's an L, bro. We're not doing it. It's over. It's over, you know? It's over. It's over. Nah. I mean, I get what you're saying, Lawrence, but listen, Lemons did well. Yeah. Maybe he saved us from further embarrassment, but this is fucking just shit. It's absolute shit. So. We missed another opportunity, dude. Chelsea drew today. We needed the 3 points. I'm going to 5th. Everything's positive. It's looking better. And we go and we put in this performance and we get this result at fucking home against the worst team in the league. And we stay where we are and we have a chance to go down to 7th instead of going up to 5th. You know, it's just a fucking shit show that they do these things. That's it. They deserve to be booed. They deserve to be booed. They deserve to be booed. Boo them. Boo all of them. They rightfully 100% deserve to be booed. Look at Xerxes on the bench and off to Italy. Wow. Tell you. Better get somebody in fucking January because we need something to push us. We need something to push us over the line. We're struggling to cross. We're struggling to cross that. We're struggling to cross that threshold. We're struggling to cross that threshold. So that's 5 separate opportunities that we've had to go into better position than fucking 6th and go into either a top 5, top 4 position, and we've blown it every single time. And we've done it 3 times at home. So, yeah. Absolutely just terrible. Absolutely just terrible. Listen, we're gonna go over to the Red Devil recap. Okay, so I'm gonna start setting it up. It should be up in a couple minutes, and then we'll go live in about 10 or so. So thank everybody that tuned in. If you smashed the like button, thank you. If you didn't, just hit it on your way out. Greatly appreciated. Guys, save your comments for the other show because I'm gonna get out of here. And we'll talk about it over there. So thank you for being over here. We'll discuss the match on the other one. I'm setting it up right now. Give me 10 minutes to go live. The stream should be up. The stream itself should be up in about 2 minutes or so. So you're going to see it there. And I'll see you guys in there. All right. So thank you for tuning in. Be good. And I'll see you in a couple minutes.